Hey everybody, welcome back to another Nerd Enthusiast Poker Podcast edition. Make sure you please check out our sponsor, theslotsquad.com. They have all the legal sign-up bonuses in all the legal states right now for all the casinos. New Jersey, Michigan, Pennsylvania, I think West Virginia's in there now. Every month it feels like a new state's joining in. It's a live stream team. I'm on there some nights. You can go check it out, theslotsquad.com. Please go there, and if you're going to sign up for a casino, make sure you check them out because they have great bonuses. So make sure that you take advantage of all that free money that's out there before you go sign up for a casino. So theslotsquad.com, go check them out. So anyway, going from one to the next, I mean, that's 2022. Let's talk about...
Yeah, we want to talk about the schedule.
2021.
Let's talk about the real important stuff now.
Yeah, the WSOP 2021 schedule is finally out.
Finally out.
What do you got for us? What do you got on here for us?
So I went through and kind of dissected the schedule. Not necessarily the events that I plan on playing because we're going to be going out there. I'm going to be going out there October the 21st through the 30th. A couple events I'm going to be playing. I'm trying to hit the Eagles game. I know you're going out that weekend as well, the 24th. But I actually went through the whole schedule, and I pulled 5 tournaments that I felt were the best bang for the buck.
Okay.
Especially for, like, I don't want to say the rec players because I wouldn't consider you a rec player if you're going to be throwing $1,000 or $1,500 at a tournament.
Yeah.
But it's in that affordable range for those guys or girls or whatever who are pretty much, I'd say, balling on a budget. You know what I mean? Like going out there and they don't have, you know, a huge, tremendous bankroll. They got, you know, a couple $1,000 that they're willing to risk to take a shot at a bracelet. So starting at the beginning, the first one that stood out to me was event number 4. It's called The Reunion. It's a $500 buy-in. I mean, the thing that stands out the most, it's a $5 million guaranteed prize pool.
Which is crazy because, listen, here's the thing. Very, very rarely do they ever put guarantees on a bracelet event. So for this one to have a guarantee on it and for only a $500 buy-in, like that's this. I mean, how many? Go ahead, you can talk about that. There's a couple flights, I know.
So there's 3 flights, but here's the catch to the 3 flights. You can only re-enter 1 time per flight. So they're very optimistic in expecting to get enough people to enter to reach that $5 million guarantee if you're only allowing players to re-enter once per flight. So it's looking like it's going to start on October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Those are going to be the 3 flights. They're going to start at 10 a.m. The structure's pretty legit. Looking at it right now here, your 50,000 start stack, 30-minute levels. You're going to play down to either 15% of the field on each day or play through 22 levels. And I mean, 22 levels is a long time in a WSOP event. You know, looking at most of them, they're going to play like 8 levels depending on how long they are, 12 levels. 22 levels is pretty lengthy. Like I said, the structure looks pretty good. You're going to start at a $200 big blind ante, 1-2 in the blinds.
Am I doing the math right? That's 10,000 entries then, right? For $500? That's 5 million, right? Am I doing math right?
Yeah, add 2 zeros to it. 1, 2. Yeah, no, that's it. 10,000 entries.
That's a lot for 3 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I mean, wow, that is a. I was thinking about it real quick. I'm like, wait, that's 5 million on 500. That's a lot.
It sucks. I mean, I don't want to say like I'm happy when we're going just because of the timing and everything like that. But see, this is the downfall to the WSOP waiting so long to announce the schedule is because, you know, a lot of people went ahead and booked early. I know we did. We booked our flights early. We booked our hotel rooms early because we didn't want to fight with everyone else. And like we were trying to get the best possible rate, the best possible price because, I mean, we want to use most of our money just degenerating it up.
Listen, if any executives are ever listening to this in the future at any certain point, I mean, 2 months, 3 months is not enough time to give people to schedule. Like, a normal person has to put in for work. Like, listen, we're not all, you know, Chris Moneymaker wakes up like, yeah, you don't play a tournament this week? You want to just go fly somewhere?
I'm going Choctaw tonight.
Yeah, like, I'm just going to, like, 90% of the people that come to your tournaments have a job. And guess what? I would say, I mean, I know where I work and he works. Like, we got to put in advance notice to take off. So we have to just guesstimate and put it out there. So if you're listening, most people need 5-6 months sometimes to put in for work time off, especially if it's going to be more than like 3 or 4 days. Like, if it's most places like 3 days or more, you need to put in way in advance. Like I know my spot, like I got to put in some things like 6 months in advance.
Yeah, at least three or 4 months is like a
standard.
Yeah, standard.
But here's the other thing: you also got to save. You got to budget. Like this isn't like, all right, we're just going to AC for the week. I need $300-$400. It's like, dude, I need 10 grand. Like, well, you know.
I mean, we had talked about before. There's so many other logistics go into it. Like, if you got children, you got to figure out childcare. If you have a significant other, you're not single. You can't just pick up and go. Like, you got to run it by them.
Yeah.
Like, you got to plan so many different things.
Please, please, please. Like, just come out with the stuff earlier. And they were doing good at it because before, I felt like before COVID, they started releasing stuff like right around Christmas or like January 1st. And it was like, and then I don't know what happened, but I guess COVID effed up everything. But like, come on. I mean, you know. So anyway, hopefully next year, if you're listening to this, or anyone, WPT, Party Poker, anyone that's listening, please, please, please put out your stuff as early as you possible.
Can. Yep. So that's the first one that I would definitely play if I was going out there during this time.
Oh, wait, does that have a bonus or something if you knock out? Is that the one that has, it's a reunion if you knock out a WSOP champion, the main event one? I'll look it up while you're talking.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't say it on the structure sheet. It might say it on the actual tournament sheet. I didn't see that, but that would be, I mean, legit if they had some sort of like bounty bonus.
Yeah, I think I'll double check on that while you're looking up the rest. I'll find it for you. But also I want to touch on that because our buddy Ray actually reached out to me and he was asking me about this. So when you see a schedule like this one, it actually says 5 days under the schedule. It's technically not 5 days because they count the flights each as 1 day. So technically it's going to be, you're going to play, if you make it past day 1, you're going to play day 1. Day 2 will be a combined field, and then final table or final 18 or whatever will be day 3. So technically it's a 3-day event, but when they list it like that, you got to check the flights, and they count in towards those numbers as well, just so you understand. I'm going to look that up while you are digging for the next one.
Okay, so the next one, you know, value, bang for the buck, one that's probably going to draw a lot of attention is event number 17. It's the $1,500 buy-in Millionaire Maker. This always draws a huge crowd. Looking at the past champion, his name's John Gersuch. He won about $1.3 million in 2019. I don't have the actual numbers of how many entries they received. I'm thinking that it was a ton, considering they did hit the $1 million guarantee to the winner. This structure's, I don't want to say it's bad, but it's not as good. You get less starting stack, 25,000 in chips. You do get 60-minute levels, and you'll play 11 levels on day 1. A couple breaks are thrown in there. The big blind and the blind start at 100. So you're getting the same amount as you would for the other event. You get longer levels, but again, you're going to look at it like, oh man, you know, 25,000 in chips compared to 50,000 in chips, even though in the reality of things they're kind of on the same level. This is definitely one that I would love to play. I haven't played in this in previous years. Have you played the Millionaire Maker?
No, not that I recall. No. That's usually one they do earlier in the series, from what I remember.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's a lengthy tournament. Like if you make day 1, or you get through day 1, you're going to be playing for a couple days. But again, the bounties or the prizes at the end, you know, getting to that $1 million. So that's number 2. Anything with that?
No, I remember. I'm going to have to look into it more. It might have been like a Hall of Fame game or something, but there was something where you took somebody out that was in the Hall of Fame maybe, or won a World Series of Poker. They gave you something. I'll dig through it.
So number 3, I've played this 2 years now. I haven't been able to record a cash. It's the $1,500 buy-in Monster Stack.
It's a good one.
I think it's one of their best events because it's a freeze out, and me personally, I prefer freeze outs because you know, you do have those people with deep pockets, and it changes the style of play. If you know that you can rebuy a certain number of times, you know, you're going to be playing a little bit more risky to kind of build that big stack in order to make it deep into the, you know, day 2s, day 3s, and so on and so forth. But when it's a freeze out format, you get eliminated. There's no rebuy on that day. Looking at this event, you get 50,000 starting chips, 60-minute levels, which is awesome. I mean, I played this thing, and I'm not saying you have to play, you know, super tight, but if you're more on the tighter side, you get a ton of play.
Yeah. And I think that's what most people want.
For the money. You know what I mean? Like you're putting up a decent amount of money, $1,500. I'd say it's on the high end of like a what a rec player would afford or feel comfortable spending. But you do get your money's worth as long as you don't, run into a cooler early on.
Like I remember back in I guess it was probably like 2007 or 2008, like the tournament buy-ins were like 15. They would give you 1,500 in chips.
Dude, it was wild.
It was ridiculous. You get 3,000 in chips. It was absolutely ridiculous. So it is some of these events. WSOP did step up, and the instructors have increased, and that's been great. Oh, so the one. Okay, just so jump in so I don't confuse anyone here. So the event I was thinking of, I don't think this is on your list, but it is event number 79 on November 17th. It's one of the later events. It's called the Poker Hall of Fame Bounty No Limit Tournament. It is a $1,979 buy-in. That's in honor of, I guess, the start of the Hall of Fame, which was in 1979. So anybody that's in there, that's in the Hall of Fame, that plays in that tournament, if you knock them out, you get a bounty prize.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Nice. So that's the one I was thinking of, because I remember people were talking about that one. So that's a separate one.
So this event is like legit. Like I said, I've played it twice now. I've already said I have yet to cash in it, but you definitely get your money's worth. 5 days. It's a long drawn out event. But again, looking at the previous champ, I can't even pronounce his name, so I'm not even going to try. He won $1 million in this event. So
that's the dream, dude. Like that's the dream to win a mill. Like, you know what I mean?
Seriously.
Like that's a dream to go out there and win a mill. So anything that you can win a mill and a bracelet, like sign me up. So that's your two. What's your?
No, that was my third. This is my fourth.
Okay.
So this is one of the events that I'm actually going to be playing when I'm out there. It's event number 43, the $1,000 buy-in double stack no limit hold'em event. This is Friday, October 22nd, Saturday, October 23rd. It's a 5-day event again. Single reentry per flight. So it allows you to kind of play a little bit more loose than you normally would, because you'd be able to get get another bullet in there, and it's not breaking the bank. It's $1,000, which is like on the low end of buy-ins, 500, 600, 800, whatever. It's on that lower end. It's affordable. And the structure's pretty good. 40,000 start stack, 60-minute levels, which is phenomenal. Blinds and antes start at the 1-2, so, with 200 big blind.
So we did talk about that, though. They've gotten pretty much rid of that $25 chip. So they're starting with just the $100 chip.
Yeah. And that's I don't want to say that's smart. I just think that the $25 chip, it gives people more of an like a longer play, with lower blinds. But again, it's such a pain in the butt when it comes to like change and, color up breaks and all this stuff. So this winner was Joseph Chong. He's a well-known pro. He won just under $700K for this event back in 2019. So, it gets a lot of attention. Again, I wish they would have put how many entries they had. I should have done a little bit more homework to figure out what they had in 2019. But, I mean, you're looking at it. Just under $700K for a $1,000 buy-in. That's, that is the essential dream. So, the last event, and it's one of their more popular events, and I would love to get into this. I think we've talked about getting into this in the past, is the mini main, event number 65. It's a $1,000 buy-in. The structure almost mirrors the main event in regards to start stack. The level durations are a little bit different, where you only get 30 minutes in this compared to, I think, like it's 2 hours in the main per level. It's good for those people who are considering entering the main one day. I don't want to say because the name kind of, implies that, but I think it's kind of like a warm-up to it. If you can do well in an event like this, the size of the field, the number of people that are actually going to be playing in each flight, the way they set it up. Looking back at previous winners, again, I'm not great at pronouncing names. Jeremy Sadern, he won just over $600K in this event in 2019. But again, the structure looks good. It's a low buy-in, and if you have aspirations to play the main one day, this is one of the events that will probably help prepare you for that. So one of the events that like caught my eye, and I know this has been like the buzz. I saw a bunch of people talking about it on Twitter and social media, is a new event number 20. It is the $1,000 flip and go no limit hold'em event.
What?
And
Yeah, I haven't looked in this, so please explain.
okay, so this is in collaboration with GG Poker. So this is how it works. It's $1,000 buy-in. You get 20K start stack.
Okay.
And the very first hand, you play it pineapple style.
Okay.
So you'll be dealt 3 cards.
Instead of 2. Okay.
And you'll discard 1.
Okay.
And then at that point, everybody plays all in.
On the table.
On the table.
Okay.
Right? So then
after the flop or pre-flop you discard the card.
I believe it's after the flop.
Okay.
Because that's how pineapple works. You discard 1 card after the flop.
So wait, what if you fold before the flop?
You can't, from what I understand, you can't fold. Okay. So I'll read it as it says. It says the first hand of each flight is played pineapple style, where players discard one of their whole cards after the flop, and everyone is all in with 1 player advancing per table, followed by a standard tournament structure played as no limit hold'em. If there is a split on the first hand, play will continue with all existing players being all in until 1 player remains. Win your table and you're in the money.
Oh, wow.
So this is...
you know if you're in the money after 5 minutes. That's degenerate.
Exactly. This is the ultimate degenerate event. And who better than GG Poker to be the sponsor behind it? Because holy shit, I saw this and I'm like, dude, I would love to have like $1,000 to burn to just throw a bullet at this. But then after that, it plays like a normal tournament. So it's almost like a weird like shootout style where like you have to win your table but it's just wild, the thought behind it.
The mass exodus after 10 minutes in the room will be just insane.
So this one stood out to me. I'm not going to be there during this time either.
When is that?
October 10th. Yeah. It's a Sunday, 2-day event. Like I said, you start with 20K in chips and the duration levels are 30 minutes. But again, if you take out everyone at your table 8-handed, you have 160K, and then you go on to play with the 160K in a regular table format.
What's the blind start at after that though?
So structure is 1,000, 2,000 with a 2,000 big blind.
So you start with 80 big blinds.
Yep.
On day
essentially
2 or whatever.
Well, I mean, I think you'll still play day 1. But you'll play through whatever they have scheduled for day 1.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they says restart for all remaining players to play A and B or resume at 7 p.m. on Sunday. Wild, right?
Mode.
So for anyone out there that's thinking about flying out to Vegas and playing in these events, again, we already gave you the dates. Thursday, September 30th through Tuesday, November 23rd. We talked about it's going to be at the Rio. One thing that has changed in previous years that they're bringing back again is the ability to register online and actually pay in advance. We didn't take advantage of it last year, but one of my buddies did, and it was probably the smartest decision he made because.
And where do you pay online through though?
So it's on the WSOP website. You can go through.
It's not on WSP.com like the poker site. It's on the actual website, right? It's not on the player site, like where you go play like poker.
So all the instructions on how to do it are on there. So how they do it is they set up these kiosks throughout the Rio and the halls and things like that. And all you need to do is just swipe the credit card that you paid with the way that you paid for the registration, and then
like you're getting a plane ticket.
Yes, and they pretty much print you your
tickets,
your tickets to go and play. So. Look, I'm anticipating this series to be huge. We've already talked about it in previous podcasts. All these tournament series across the country that are up and running, they're seeing record numbers. Everybody's looking forward to this thing. If you're not someone who likes to wait in a long-ass line for hours and hours and hours, or if you're not someone who likes to get up early to register early or register in advance and you think you're just going to go there, 10 a.m. on day of, you're in for a rude awakening because you're going to be standing in line for a long time. So my advice to you is to look into this online registration process. I mean, shit, if you can put it on your American Express or Discover or Visa and not have to pay cash out of pocket, if you're looking to kind of stretch that bankroll a little bit, like, yeah, maybe I can, pay this off over the course of this year or next year. Look, there's degenerates out there that do it. Everything's on the website. Go on there, check it out, read it.